Okay, we took a look at Vincent van Gogh's sunflower painting, and now we're going to create our own using these water-soluble oil pastels. You've used regular oil pastels before. Since these are water-soluble, it means that adding water to them with a paintbrush, in this case, will turn it into like a watercolor paint. So you could do this drawing with regular oil pastels and skip the water step at the end. Both would work great. So you're going to make sure you use one pastel at a time, and every time you change colors, put it back in the tray. Keep your paper towel handy. These are really soft, softer than our other oil pastels. If they get a dirty tip and it's bugging you, it should slow you down, but roll it on your paper towel and it cleans it off real fast. I'm starting in the center of my paper. My paper is vertical. Center of my paper, find it with your finger first. We always do that. And you're creating a soft smile line. This is the top of your vase. Remember, any round object in real life, if you see it from an angle, it has ellipses or foreshortened circles where there would be a circle in real life. This is the bottom edge of a foreshortened circle. You can see there's the whole thing. So use yellow to sketch it in, and you're only doing the bottom smile line there. There's the top of my vase, the bottom of my vase. Find it with your finger first if you need to, and sketch in the bottom. Okay, sketch in the sunflowers. You're doing the center of each flower, and because you're not seeing the flowers straight on, you're seeing them from an angle. Anything that's round, when you see it from above, it's a perfect circle. As soon as you see it from an angle, remember it turns into a foreshortened circle, or sometimes we call it an ellipse. So here are the centers of my flowers. Get a bunch sketched in, maybe 9. It's a good number. Notice I put one of my sunflowers below the top of the vase. It's going to be hanging over the edge. Okay, now you're going to layer some color. The center of those sunflowers could get some brown, some orange, green, white. You're the artist, so you create what you envision. I'm going to have most of my sunflowers dark in the center. And now for the petals. This is a quick, you're not drawing individual petals at all. I'm going in with what looks kind of like a back and forth zigzag line around each flower. Sometimes I see more petals than others. If the sunflowers tipped really extremely to the side, you would see less of the petals, maybe more green. Okay, if you get a ton of crumbs on your pastel, give it a quick roll on your paper towel. It helps you out a lot. So you can see I'm starting to get a lot of crumbs on my drawing. I'm going to tip this gently to the side, really softly, try to encourage crumbs to come off. If you rub hard, you will literally create lines on your paper with those crumbs. Okay. So for the stems, I'm going to use violet first because the greens on their own are really bright, not very realistic. I'm going to bring some stems down into the vase and some coming in between. Portions of stems, not a whole lot of complete stems, just little bits and pieces of stems. You see a little peak of them. Think about a real bouquet of flowers. You don't often see the full stem. Go on top with your green. And green on top of violet gives you a nice dark green. Notice I didn't use black to create my dark green. Violet is a great way to darken colors. Okay, ready for the vase. The vase is going to get an elliptical line I want to add a stripe to it. And remember, anything on a round object has to have that foreshortened circle shape to it. So think about that. I'm drawing just part of a foreshortened circle, just that bottom edge. Same thing we did at the beginning. Roll that on the paper towel. Ready for the table line in the background. So lightly sketch in. Anything you do light, you can cover if it's not quite right. Sketch it in light. Take a look at it. So I'm going to do something in the background called directional line. It's a nice way to quickly add line, but to make it look organized. Instead of just moving my pastel all over the place, I'm going to move my arm in directional marks that are horizontal and follow the edge of my table. So I pull my arm from left to right, because I'm right-handed, that's the easiest direction for me. And you'll notice, I'm going to edge that first, that when I get to the other side, moving in that direction is not going to feel as natural to me. I want to go from the vase to the edge, but I'm pulling across towards my left hand. It doesn't feel good. Flip your paper upside down and you will find a lot easier movement going from left to right again. So if you're left-handed, you'll be doing the opposite direction as me, but whatever feels comfortable for you. Some people like pulling from top to bottom. If that's how you like to do it, turn your paper that way. Okay, to finish off this drawing, I'm going to actually take a pencil. Okay, so to add some petals, you can actually use a regular pencil, and you're not going to go overboard with too many. You're not going to draw every single one. And notice that I'm not super concerned about that they completely fill the edge. This is a really loose drawing that you're doing, and it should be really simple and quick. The thing you're going to notice though is that your pencil is going to pick up all these crumbs, so just give it a roll on your paper towel occasionally and finish off some petals. For your very final step, you're going to take water and a flat paintbrush with stiff bristles, and I'm going to just do some water to my table and my wall. I'm going to actually leave the vase and the flowers totally alone. Again, the edges of your brush will go right up against the edges that you're trying to create, and I'm going to move my hand from left to right. Notice that when I added the blue, white, and brown, that I'm getting a really nice gray, if that's something you're hoping for. A lot of people assume that white and black is the best way to make gray, but really blue and brown makes fantastic grays. So I can't wait to see your vase of flowers. I hope it doesn't look exactly like mine. I always like variety in the classroom and be inspired by both Van Gogh's work and what you've seen here, and by each other. So walk around and see what your classmates are making. Choose different colors, even maybe choose different flowers, and let's get to work.